All right, everybody. My name is Jason Chapa. I am your instructor for Speech 1315 V01, which is public speaking. Today is going to be a pretty easy test run for what I hope to have as weekly meetings for our class. I'll check or take an informal poll on Blackboard as to what times will be best for people. I know some people are in night classes as we speak, and I want to make sure that we hit as much people. So I'm thinking if we can do it on weeknights. If y'all want to give up a weekend afternoon, there's a chance we could do it then. But really, I picked this time because I had another class which I did on Wednesday around this same time, and I thought it would just be good to follow up on this. But let me go ahead and check. It doesn't look like we have any viewers yet, but hopefully y'all will join me. If you're having any, excuse me, you will hear me typing from time to time because I will be answering questions on the chat as well as on the page. Let me go ahead and say something. Now, you don't have to join us. You can just go ahead and listen. I will be using screen share to show you all a few things. I figure I will walk through the syllabus right now. So let me go ahead and get my screen broadcasted. Hopefully there's nothing too bad showing. And every time I share the screen, it does that kind of weird broadcast infinite loop. Yeah, Juan, it is a pretty small class. Like I said, a few people are having night classes and told me they'd miss it, but thankfully they'll be able to watch this as soon as we're done. It uploads to YouTube. So if you ever miss one of these meetings or these hangouts, that's fine. You can always catch up. And if you want me to answer any questions in the future for things that you'll miss, feel free to send them or post them on this page. Even if you can't make it, I can see the questions here on the main page of it, and I can just answer them as I get them, or I can just get emails and collect them through the Blackboard email and answer them as we start. So hopefully everyone's doing well. I'm going to go ahead and click over here, and as you can see, there's a fair amount of online classes that I'm teaching. Lucky for y'all, y'all are the only public speaking class, so it's probably going to be small, but let's go ahead and open up our Blackboard, and I will go ahead and turn on student view so y'all can see how it would be on your computer. So if you look here to the left, this is where all the tools, all the major assignments are, and I'll go through them one by one very briefly. We'll look at them a bit more in depth as the weeks go on, but let's go ahead and open up the syllabus. I'm going to just click back here. So yeah, if you'll have questions, I'll be looking back. I'll also be checking back on this one right here. It looks like I'm alone right now, but that's okay. No one has, you just have to watch if you're interested. In fact, I'll try and make it to where you could just listen to it and have something else open. So if you get bored, you can play your video game while I'm lecturing during this time. I don't mind as long as you're paying attention. And as long as you throw a question or two my way, occasionally check it. But let's go ahead and click on the syllabus. We'll load it up on Word. I have it usually PDF, but I'll probably upload that. It's just in case I need it. So here are all the rules, the course information. My online office hours for y'all are going to be from 12 to 2 p.m. Monday and Wednesdays. And on Fridays, I'll do one office hour from 10 to 11 a.m. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I will have traditional office hours from 10 a.m. to 12:50. This is in my office at the Pecan campus, Portable Building 21A. And on Saturdays, I have a Saturday class, so I'll be in the J building from 8:30 to 9 a.m. So you can track me down if you need to talk to me for emergencies. I'll be there. Let me go ahead and click back here. So that's how you can come visit me. Usually, I'm pretty bored during those office hours, except on my online office hours because I do this from home. If you don't mind my daughter maybe interrupting us on phone calls or through Hangouts, we can talk then. I do my classes then during the online office hour, but I figured doing it in the evenings is a lot easier. So I'm going to try and have one of these every week to answer y'all's questions, as well as to give a brief lecture on the chapter. We'll probably do 2 chapters next week, maybe just to catch up. But in terms of the rules and the requirements for the class, the attendance and participation, as long as you get the work done, you don't necessarily have to attend these hangouts. These are just to help y'all. But at the very least, send me an email or a message or a text that says, hey, I'm here, still here, just so I know that you're here. Just be aware of that. Assignments, no late work will be accepted without ample proof or reasons. That's because I'm kind of easy. I've been easy in the past when it comes to due dates, and I found that can be detrimental to both myself, and that I have to grade everything, a lot of things at the end of the semester. A big pile comes up, and to y'all, because there's deadlines in real life, and I promise mine won't be as critical because I give y'all a whole week to turn in the work, but at the same time, I have to stick to these deadlines so that it'll benefit both of us as the semester comes to an end. So still no questions. Let's double check to make sure if there's anyone joining. Okay, 4 viewers. That's great. I'm glad y'all are watching. Hopefully, if you have any questions, feel free to log on, ask me, or just post. The easiest thing is to post them on this page, because what was the first assignment to me? I'm going to get to that. In fact, let's do that right now. The first major assignment, if we look at the schedule, there's going to be a few of them: the student contact information data sheet and the reflection paper 1. Let me break those down. The reflection paper, as well as all your other papers for this class, are going to be either discussions or, so yeah, we'll open these 2 up. The reflection papers are just basically reviews of concepts from the text, not meant to be too long. Again, all you do is read this, hear the instructions, listen and find the 7 elements of speech communication process, explain your understanding of the elements, provide examples of how you will apply the principles to the 4 speeches you'll deliver in this course. So yeah, you're going to have a fair amount of speeches in this course. It is public speaking. We'll break that down one by one. But yeah, your first major assignment is just to read chapter 1 and answer these questions. In fact, all the reflection papers are going to be pretty much like that. And when I say it's to do the week of, that means anytime during that week. So add 7 to that, and you'll have that much time. So technically, the due date for this one is going to be the 11th, or the 12th, not the 12th, the 11th by midnight, which is this Sunday. So you have all week to get something in, starting on the date that it says it's due. So any day you get it in by then, I will still grade it at full credit. And so the other reflection papers, again, chapter 6, read chapter 6 and then answer these questions. For reflection paper 3, read chapter 14, answer these questions. That's all you got to do. Just turn in them through email or through Microsoft Word. Make sure that if you do submit it, that it's a Word document, a .docx, or a rich text format RTF file. Any other way, it's going to be real hard for me to read, so make sure it's one of those 3 files. So those are your, okay, 1, you never used Hangout. It's the only form of communication we have. No, it's not. You can call me, you can text me, and we can communicate that way. And my daughter just woke up, so she may be making a little bit of noise, but hopefully she'll give us time. Those are ways to reach me. And the Hangout is just to kind of an easy way for me to record lectures and give y'all, and have those so that not only I can answer questions that y'all might have in real time, but in this virtual meeting, but also so that I can upload these pretty quickly and other students who don't make it can answer it. But in addition to the Hangout, you can call me, you can text me, you can come visit with me during my office hour. And if you need to make up any of the speeches, like if you'd rather do them in person, that's where we can do them. And I'll figure out a way how we can to do that. So because I have a good block of 3 hours every Tuesday and Thursday where you can come and visit me and do your speeches or do your work. But yeah, the first major assignment will be the first of these reflection papers, and let's see, where is it? The student contact info sheet. You'll download this and just fill it out. You can, yeah. If you're not a communications or a drama or advertising major, just do the first page. If you are in one of those majors, fill out this other one. But yeah, just fill this out. That's all you got to do. It's pretty biographical. I will not share this with anybody. It's just for me. So those are your first 2 major assignments due by the end of next week. So not this Sunday, but next Sunday. That's when they're going to be due. Reflection paper 1 and the contact information sheet. Hopefully that helped out the explanation. Let's pull the syllabus back up. After that, you'll have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you have like 5 speeches, but the 4 I was talking about was the 4 major ones. In this class, you're going to have several major speeches that you'll be responsible for. Some are considered engagement activities, which are going to be basically your daily, weekly homework. And you'll look online for those. That's the reflection papers, audience analysis activities, and so on. That's going to be a good chunk of your grade in terms of, like, you know, almost 800 points. You'll also have the first major speech you'll have is not going to be this. There's an after that speech, so that's one that you're going to do. That's a minor speech that you'll have. It's going to be your self-introduction speech. And the instructions are, for all the speeches, are on Blackboard. I will check, Angel, just to make sure that you have it, that I got it. If I didn't, I'll send you an email. But let's go ahead and load up. The first major speech is going to be the self-introduction speech. The instructions are here, and I'll do a copy. I'll do my own version of these speeches, like, maybe 2 weeks before they're due, so that you'll have them. Just kind of going over this. This is where you're going to find. This is going to be a 4 to 6 minute presentation. What you'll have to do is you'll have to have 3 different items that represent you, and you're going to present why these items represent you. And there's an outline as well as a self-introduction, critique, and reflection form that you'll fill out. So you'll have to basically, you'll have to turn in the outline and the critique, self-reflection, as well as your speech. And the way you're going to turn in your speech is you have a few different options. One, what we've done so far, and I'll show you all some from my past students if they're still up on YouTube. You'll upload them to YouTube. Make sure that they are viewable only by people who have the link. So you don't want to make these public unless you're brave. If you want to be brave, go ahead. It's fine. So you upload them to YouTube, and I'll grade them there as I watch them. You'll also put a link on the discussion forum for other people's speeches. It's empty now. And that way you can see other people's introduction speeches and leave constructive feedback, if you will. So that's what you're going to do for the self-introduction speeches and for pretty much all the other speeches. You're going to upload them to YouTube, or you can upload them directly to me with okay, that's my daughter. Send them directly to me in a movie format, or you can put them, sorry, she just kind of distracted me there. I lost my train of thought. So upload them to YouTube. You can perform them in front of me at my office if you'd like, or come before one of my classes. Or you can upload them directly to Blackboard in terms of a movie file. And she is crying. And you'll do that for all the other speeches as well. There will be elements of, let's see if I can open these up. So I want to close these. Like for the informative speech, we'll add one more thing that you do for that. So in addition to making an informative speech, which you pick a topic, here are the detailed instructions. You'll turn in the outline as well as a self-reflection speech. You're also going to do peer reviews where you will watch 5 other speeches and fill out these documents for them. I know it seems like a lot, but that's how you get better at speaking, not just by doing speeches yourself, but also presenting, watching other people and analyzing them. And I will give you a copy of the sheet that I'm going to grade all y'all speeches with, and I'll explain it one day or 1 week, probably the week before our first speech is due. So an informative speech on any topic, you just have to teach us about something. There's some samples there, and I'll show y'all some videos, what you can do. You'll also give a persuasive speech, which is the same thing, except as opposed to just informing us, you're going to try and convince us to change our opinion on something, whether it's a fact, value, policy. A few topics will be restricted, you know, for one, pro-life, pro-choice, as well as another ones. I'm going to want you for all speeches to get my approval, and you'll turn in an outline for it, as well as a self-critique and a peer review. And the audience analysis, this is just a way that you're going to get, we'll talk more about this as the semester progresses, but this is a way for you to get a better understanding of who you're presenting to, which is me as well as your fellow students. One, just to, if you're having trouble with Microsoft Word, I will upload it in PDF form once I stop sharing the screen, so you should be able to read that easier. I'll do that right after we're done with the meeting. Now, the final thing that you do, the final group project you're going to be doing, is a team speech, and this is a little different. Okay, that was the wrong one. You're basically going to give a commemorative speech of somebody else, and I keep clicking the wrong link. Yeah. You'll get in groups. I'll have you'll figure out your groups on your own. You can do this by yourself, but I would only want you to do that as a last resort. You're going to celebrate someone's life and times, kind of like an informative speech. You're going to tell us about their life, but you're going to celebrate them. You're going to, if you were giving the speech at a funeral, or let's say an award ceremony or something, you're going to commemorate what they have accomplished in their life. Do it in a team of at most 5 classmates, but at last resort, you can't find 5 people. You can do it by yourself or with fewer, but the less people there are in your group, the more you're going to actually have to talk. And here are the instructions for it. You'll also have to do a self-critique and reflection form as well. So for all your speeches, what you'll have to do is you'll have to turn in an outline, a self-critique, and some some peer review or audience analysis, as well as the speech itself, which you'll upload to YouTube or perform to me, or you'll upload the video directly to Blackboard. You will also have, if I can kind of calm that down, there will be 2 midterms, and a midterm and a final. These are they're not up yet. I will get them up. They're going to be short answer, short essay, not meant to really be that difficult. Just review the material. You can use your notes, you can use the book, but I'm going to require that you do these by yourself, because there's no, if you copy your answers from someone, there's no way I'll know who's the originator, so I'll count those both wrong. So midterm and final, do them by yourself. But other than that, it's mostly the work is by yourself as well, with some peer review aspects of it. All right, so I think that is most of the information. Let me go ahead and see if there's anyone else on. 8 viewers, good, so I think that's everybody. All right, so I think I'll just, I'll stop sharing right now. Well, let me just go through this. So this is a tentative schedule, what we'll be going through. I will probably never push anything forward, but if you need extra time, well, this is tentative, so we can work with it. In terms of the textbook, what you'll need is the Art of Public Speaking. Now, the 12th edition is the most recent edition. That's the one that is suggested, but something about this is, okay, my bad, don't look at those, is you can use an older edition if need be, if money's an issue. And we're not probably, I'm going to stop sharing. We're probably not going to be using the online resources. Now, there are video clips online that if you have like if you have a code for like say the 11th edition, you can access them, but they're not necessary. You know, I will be slowly uploading more videos and stuff that will hopefully be in addition to what you could access there. So you only need the book, and if money is an issue, you know, get an older copy, but you don't need the code for it. We're going to do everything pretty much free, not free, freeware or open source as much as we can. All right, so I know that was a lot to take in, but that's a class. And the way your grade factors in is that there's a lot of work, but there's also a lot of points. And where some classes, you know, the first you have to get in order to get an A, a 90% or above, you have a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to this course. You know, you have to get about 1250 out of 1500 of your total points to get an A. Now, you do have to complete all the major speeches, but if you're doing really well, like by the end of the semester, there may be some you know, supplemental assignments that you might not necessarily need to turn in, but all the major speeches and discussion, or the reflection, all the major discussions, as well as some of the major assignments, anything that you would see on the learning objectives or course outcomes, those are required to do to pass the class. And these include the reflection papers and the various speeches. So anything else, you know, if you want an A, you'll do it, but those are the major things to complete. All right. So let me answer the questions that I have seen. And Juan found the book for $47 on eBay. That's a good price, especially if it's the most current edition. All right. Ariane, the due dates, you know, on the syllabus, it says due the week of, like, say 9/7, whatever. Hold on. It says, like, let's say next week you're going to have something that says due the week of September 12th. So you have the whole week to turn it in up until Sunday to do that. So that's what you do. That you have the week to turn in the assignment. After that, unless you have a really good excuse as to why you couldn't complete the work, I'm not going to take any late work. And even if I do take the late work, will probably take some points off. It says 10 points there. But other than that, if you foresee yourself having any issues with getting something in, let me know early. Don't let me know the day of, but let me know way earlier, and we can probably come to some kind of agreement. So the best thing to do is to keep in contact with me. You'll have my texts. You'll have my cell phone. Call me. And Juan has a good example, you know, exchange numbers. I would just be careful about putting your numbers up here, Sarah. Sorry about that. I should, just because this is kind of public still, so I might have to. I'm gonna go ahead and, Sarah, I'm gonna delete your post after a little while with your number on it, so that none of the weirdos on the internet get it. Everyone here is cool, but I don't want your number being up there forever. So yeah, I would just, you know, message each other for that through Blackboard, because that's going to be a lot more safer. So get Sarah's number, and I'm going to delete it right now from there. I'm going to delete your number too, Juan. Just the best thing to do is to share y'all's numbers through Blackboard, through the email there. So it's okay. Angel, we'll be having a group chat or something. Yeah, you know, y'all can start group chats if y'all want, but I'll be usually using this one to give mini lectures as well as explain major projects. And I already see that some of y'all have been completed your student contact sheet. So I will be grading those fairly shortly. If you've sent it in, I can see on Blackboard that, you know, it's been in. So I know I had someone ask me a question there. One sec. Okay. All right. So I think that's all I have. Going over the syllabus. If you have any other questions, we will address those next week, as well as if you need an answer, I'll answer. Send me a message through Blackboard or through text. For Blackboard, I try and answer within a couple of hours. Through text, I'll probably answer a little quicker, sorry. But please don't text me after 8 p.m. because that's Jason time, and Jason needs this private time, especially with all the online courses I'm teaching. So thank y'all for coming today. I'll stick around just a little bit more. If you have more questions, like I said, hit me up. And next week we'll start doing mini lectures as well as maybe more in-depth explanation of the major presentations. So yeah, there's my daughter. She's being a guest star again. Thank you very much. I'll see y'all around. And like I said, have a nice weekend. Hit me up with any other questions you have. Thanks, and we're going to end the broadcast now, so goodbye.